In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a discussion forum. In Moodle, there are two types of discussion forums, and I will show you both of them in this video. First, you'll go into your course site and you'll look for the discussion forum that you've been assigned for the day. So here we go. We know this is a forum because of this icon, and oftentimes your professor will clarify in the title of the item what they're expecting you to do. So in this particular case, I'm supposed to post some information about my country, and all the other students have, and I can read what everyone else has done. In this particular forum, because I can read everyone else's, I might go take a look at some of the other students to get a sense of what I'm supposed to be doing. If I had some particular instructions that dealt with whether I was supposed to respond to other students' posts, I would see that in the information about the discussion forum, or in the syllabus or other locations in which your professors might provide the requirements for your participation in a discussion forum. Now that I'm in here, I just go to the Add a New Discussion button. I'll need to have a subject heading, and then I can place the text of my post here. Now, student A, which is me, is not working very hard on this post, but there we go. If I needed to put an attachment, I could browse for an attachment here, and then when I'm ready, I can submit. If I wanted to embed something specifically inside of this post or format my text, I would click on Use Advanced Editor. And then now I've got a small HTML editor. I can get more formatting and media options by clicking on that. And then now I have the ability to format, create a link out of something. So here, if I wanted to send someone out to a link, now if I copied and pasted the link from somewhere else, it would maintain that HTML that makes it appear as a link, so I wouldn't necessarily have to do this, but there we go. So now that's a link. I can also insert an image or media or an attachment. There are equation editors or special characters, all sorts of things like that. In addition, this particular HTML editor bar does not give you the option to do direct recording, but there's an alternative that does. So if you've been asked to do a voice recording or a video recording, we would come up here, find your name, click on the down button, go to Preferences, that's fine, and then I want to come here to Editor Preferences, where I'm now going to change this to something called Atto, and save. And then when I hit my back button a couple of times to get myself back to my thing, you'll see my bar is now different. And I click on that to get some additional options. But now I have the ability to do a recording of an audio. All right, I can record what I'm expected to do here inside of this discussion forum. Maybe I'm in a foreign language class and I've been asked to say something. Hola! And then I attach that recording and it's inside. Perhaps I've been asked to do a video of myself. Because I have a webcam, I could do that pretty easily. Or maybe I just want to insert a picture or a video I already have. This HTML editor is not very different from the other one. It's just you have to turn it on in order to have access to these tools. In all likelihood, your professors are simply going to ask you to write in a thoughtful and meaningful manner about whatever the question or topic is at hand. Now that I've finished that, I have a few other options before I post this particular post. Do I want to get an email notification of any new posts in this forum? And I'm going to say no, I really don't want that. This particular forum, your professor set it up to give you that option. Sometimes in the forum, they've set it up to not give you the option to do that, and in that case, you wouldn't see this setting. If I needed to put an attachment in, I would do so there, and now I'm just going to post to the forum. And I'm done, and you'll see it's here, and I can read other people's. I can always go back into my own forum. I could listen to the recording that I made, I can look at it, and I have the ability to edit or delete the forums that I put in. I do not have the ability to edit or delete other students' posts. If I wanted to reply to myself, I would do that here. I'm going to pop back over here and I'm going to go into another student's post interesting post. Maybe I want to respond to that a little bit, and then submit. So that is how you handle one of the discussion forums. There are other types of discussion forums that your professors may or may not have made available to you. So we're going to go take a look at one of the other types of discussion forums now. You'll notice here, when we went to our first discussion forum, it had this icon. There's another type of forum tool inside of Moodle that uses this icon. It functions almost identically. It has a few other features that are applicable primarily to your professor. So they may or may not choose this type of forum versus this type of forum. I'm just going to show you what this type looks like so that you're not confused if you go into your site and you see something that looks different than what I've shown you up till now. So when you click on the forum, you'll note it's, again, very similar. It does say add a new discussion topic. This, again, looks very much what we did before. Now, this time, I don't have to change into that different kind of HTML editor in order to get my recording buttons. But if I wanted the original editor, the one that had a few more features when it came to editing with the appearance of the text, I would again just come back up here to this arrow, go to my preferences, go to editor, and make that change. I'm not going to bother right now because this is all I really need. You know, maybe I want to make something bold or italicized and pop in a link and an image, and I'm totally fine. And then I'm just going to click post to forum. You'll notice I didn't have a lot of other choices here in this one like I did in that first example. I have a minute to edit this before the professor sees it. So now you'll see the biggest difference between this discussion forum and the first one I showed you is in this appearance. It has a different appearance to it. It structures things inside of something that looks more like a table. And that option of whether or not to receive emails is taken care of here rather than when you make the actual post. There's a few more. I could star this discussion, basically, give it a 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star. Most of the time your professors have that turned off. In this particular example, it's not turned off. So I could add a new post if I needed to. And now you'll see there's 2 here. Or I could go look at one that exists, and I can, because it's my own, I can edit or delete it. But if it were someone else's, I would just see reply. And I can put in a reply, but again, if I want that HTML editor, I turn it on, and now I've got a little bit more options. I'm going to go ahead and undo the subscription on that, although I don't have to undo it here. I could undo it elsewhere. I could put an attachment in, can post. All right, so now I see the original post and the reply post. Or I could go back to just to the original post. I do have some options over here if I wanted to go back into the subscription issue. Most of the time, your professors are going to have that whole subscription thing turned off, so you don't really have to pay much attention to it, but it's there. I'm going to leave that discussion forum, and then let's say I need to come back into it later. You can see now, here's these posts, but I know how many replies are there, and that'll help me know whether I need to pop back into there to kind of look at some of those replies. Finally, I'm going to show you something called a question and answer forum, and I'm doing that in the first style of forum, although these could take place in either style. In this case, your professor has set this forum up in such a way that you can't see anybody else's response to the original post until you have made your own. Don't panic about the strange editing cut that just took place there. When I very first showed you this, it didn't have a post here, but now it does. Okay, so you're coming in, and all I can see is the post that my professor put in. So I go and read that, and it says, do something, tell me about this reading, blah, 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 blah. Otherwise, it works just like, the forum does normally. And I'm done. Now, if other students had posted things, now when I'm in here, I'll be able to see all of their responses. The important thing to note is when you see this reddish colored thing that tells you it's a question and answer forum, that means that you don't get to make a direct post. You need to respond to your professor's post. And that's just an important thing to keep in mind about this kind of post. So every discussion forum is going to be a little bit different, and the most important thing to do is to pay careful attention to what the expectations are in the assignment itself. What kind of back and forth are you expected to have with other students? How often are you supposed to go in and take a look at responses? Are you supposed to do it like this example here, where you don't look at other people's and it's mostly just a way to report on things that you've read or done? Or is it part of a greater conversation and meant to be more of a back and forth with your peers? So every forum is going to be different, and this video is just designed to show you where to click and what to click in order to use the various types of forums in the way that your faculty expect you to.